Welcome to Hidden Wonders, a channel where we explore forgotten facts, strange history, and unbelievable true stories that most people never knew existed. We dive deep into the mysteries of the past and the secrets of the mind, bringing the unknown to light with every journey we take. If you enjoy these stories, please remember to like and subscribe to help support our channel and discover more hidden wonders together with us. In this video, we explore why some people can hear colors and feel the texture of sound. It is a journey into the remarkable world of synesthesia, an unusual condition where the brain connects senses in ways we are only starting to understand. We will look at how these crossed wires transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, revealing a world that is far more vibrant and mysterious than we ever could imagine. Chapter 1. The Secret Language of the Senses. Imagine yourself in a dimly lit study from the 19th century. The air here is thick with the scent of old parchment and the soft aroma of burning beeswax candles. This is where our journey into the hidden wonders of the human mind begins today. Within these quiet walls, we find the first clues to a mystery that challenges our very understanding of human perception itself. Long ago, in the heart of the Victorian era, lived a young woman who possessed a secret she could not name. To her, the world was not simply seen or heard, it was felt in ways others could never describe. She often wondered why the deep tolling of a church bell did not just ring in her ears. Instead, it felt like the soft brush of heavy velvet texture against her delicate skin. She spent many hours sitting in silence, trying to find the right words to explain this strange sensation to her family. How could she tell them that a sound possessed a physical weight and a tactile feeling? To everyone else, a bell was merely a noise, a simple signal of time passing or a call to prayer. But for her, every single vibration was an intimate physical touch that draped over her soul. This mysterious connection between the ears and the skin was not a dream or a trick of the imagination. It was our first glimpse into the world of synesthesia. This is a rare and fascinating condition where the sensory wires of the brain become crossed in a beautiful way. One sense triggers another, creating a rich tapestry of experiences that most of us can barely begin to comprehend or even truly imagine. It leads us to ask a profound and lingering question about our own reality. Is the world that you see truly the same world that your neighbor perceives? We often assume that our senses are universal and that everyone experiences a sunset or a melody in the exact same manner. However, the existence of synesthesia suggests that our internal landscapes are as unique and varied as the stars in the night sky. For those with these crossed wires, the ordinary aspects of life are transformed into something truly extraordinary. A simple conversation might be a flood of vibrant colors, while the taste of a meal could evoke the sound of a distant orchestra. The boundaries we believe exist between our five senses are actually much thinner than they appear. In this hidden world, everything is connected in a delicate dance of signals and deep feelings. As we peel back the layers of history and science, we begin to see the beauty of this sensory overlap. This chapter is only the beginning of our exploration into how the mind constructs its own version of the truth. We will uncover stories of artists, musicians, and everyday people who live in a world where colors have voices and sounds have shapes. The secret language of the senses is finally waiting to be heard. Chapter 2. The Symphony of the Mind. As we drift deeper into the hidden pathways of the human brain, we begin to uncover a complex web of connections that few ever experience. Imagine the mind as a vast network of electric signals, where normally distinct lines of communication begin to overlap. This phenomenon is often described as neural crosstalk, where the boundaries between our primary senses simply dissolve into a beautiful, unified harmony. Think of your brain like a quiet library where every book is carefully placed on its own shelf. In most people, the book of sound never touches the book of sight. But for a synesthete, the shelves are connected by hidden bridges, allowing information to flow freely between them. It is an elegant mistake of nature, a biological overlap that transforms a simple sensory input into a rich, layered experience that defines their reality. One of the most vivid forms is what we might call the symphony of sight. To these individuals, sound carries more than just a melody, it carries a palette of colors. When a violin plays a sharp high note, they do not just hear the vibration, they might see a sudden flash of brilliant crimson against the back of their eyelids. Every chord creates a new brushstroke in a personal, ever-changing masterpiece. The world of synesthesia is not limited to sight and sound alone. Some find that words themselves possess a tangible flavor. This is a rare condition where reading a name or hearing a spoken word triggers a specific taste on the tongue. Perhaps the word table tastes like cool peppermint, or the name of a loved one brings the sweetness of honey. It is a strange, delicious way to navigate through language and conversation. Throughout history, many creative giants have lived with this unique perspective, using their sensory crosstalk as a hidden fuel for their art. Famous painters like Wassily Kandinsky did not just choose colors based on emotion, he saw them as musical notes. To him, a bright yellow might sound like a trumpet, while a deep blue resembled the low, resonant tones of an organ. His canvas was not just a painting, but a visual song. Composers, too, have often walked between these worlds. Franz Liszt was known to tell his orchestra to play a little more blue. Much to their confusion, to his ears, different keys and harmonies possessed distinct shades that guided his compositions. This secret advantage allowed those artists to create works with a depth that others could only dream of, transforming what science once called a glitch into a masterful, creative superpower of the human mind. For a long time, medical experts viewed these overlapping senses as a puzzling mystery, or perhaps even a neurological error. They struggled to understand why some brains refuse to keep their sensory inputs in separate boxes. However, we are beginning to see this not as a flaw, but as a vibrant, multidimensional way of experiencing the world. It is a reminder that there is no single correct way for a human to perceive reality. This revelation challenges our very understanding of biology. If two people can look at the same sunset, yet one hears a choir while the other sees only light, who is to say which experience is more true? Synesthesia suggests that our brains are far more flexible and interconnected than we ever dared to imagine. It invites us to question the rigid boundaries we have built around our 5 traditional senses in the past. As we peel back the layers of this sensory symphony, we find a world that is much more colorful and textured than we once believed. The mind is not a silent machine, it is a living, breathing orchestra where every neuron plays its part in a grand, unexpected performance. By embracing these differences, we gain a deeper appreciation for the endless wonders that are hidden within the quiet corners of the human consciousness. Chapter 3. The Map of Human Wonder. As our journey through the colorful corners of the mind reaches its end, we find ourselves standing at the edge of a deep and quiet reflection. We have seen how sound can bloom into color and how numbers can carry a unique weight, yet the greatest mystery is not how these few individuals see the world, but why the rest of us do not anymore. There is a startling scientific theory that suggests a hidden truth about our earliest moments of life. It proposes that none of us were born into a world of separated senses. Instead, every infant might begin their journey as a natural synesthete, experiencing a beautiful and chaotic blend where every touch has a sound and every light carries a distinct taste. The world was once a single, unified tapestry of wonder. As our brains began to mature and grow, they started a process of pruning away these extra connections to make sense of the vast world around us. We learned to categorize and isolate, separating the sight of a bird from the sound of its song. In this necessary growth, most of us slowly unlearned the language of the senses, quietly closing the doors to those vibrant pathways we once walked freely. This realization leaves us to wonder about the hidden layers of reality that might still be surrounding us, just out of reach. If our minds once held the power to bridge the gap between sight and sound, what other mysteries remain locked behind the boundaries of our perception? Perhaps the world is far more vibrant and interconnected than we can ever truly know, waiting for a moment when the walls finally thin. In this quiet space, we are encouraged to appreciate the unique ways our own minds interpret the vastness of the world. Every person carries an internal map that is unlike any other, a personal landscape of thought and feeling that belongs only to them. Even without the gift of synesthesia, your perception is a masterpiece of biological engineering, a witness to the universe that is entirely and beautifully your own to explore. Consider the way a specific memory can bring back a ghost of a scent, or how a certain melody can stir a feeling of deep nostalgia. These are the small echoes of that ancient unity, the faint lines on the map of your consciousness that still connect the distant regions of your soul. We are all explorers of our own inner geography, searching for meaning in the soft light of our awareness. Look now at the vintage map before us. Once covered in shadows and uncertainty, it is now fully illuminated by a warm and golden light. Every mountain and valley on this parchment represents a triumph of human understanding, a small step closer to the truth of who we are. The ink seems to glow with a life of its own, symbolizing the intricate and radiant mapping of the human soul across time. The journey through the brain's most colorful corners has been a peaceful one, a reminder that wonder is not found only in the stars, but within the very cells that allow us to dream. As the lantern light flickers against the old paper, we realize that the map is never truly finished. There will always be more to discover, more layers to uncover, and more ways to see the hidden beauty. We leave this place with a renewed sense of awe for the mystery of being alive. Our minds are the most complex instruments in existence, capable of weaving the mundane into the extraordinary. As you return to the world, carry this sense of wonder with you, and remember that every moment is an opportunity to see the world through new eyes. Sleep now, or simply drift, in the quiet knowledge of your soul.